If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? I also considered auditioning for the Actors Studio.
Why does every fighter become an actor? Just once, I'd like it the other day. The three of us thought it might be fun to go away for the weekend. So we went away to this cute little woodsy mountain retreat. Well, when we got there, were we in for a surprise? Isn't this lodge great? Oh, boy, it sure is. It's just so beautiful up here. The fresh air and the wide open spaces. You know, being in the mountain turned to mush, but I'll always have my degree.
The actor or the sausage?
You know, Dorothy, I was thinking how wonderful it is to have a pig living here. This morning I was all snugly... My imagination, my life is a romance novel. Your life is a sports page. Listen, tell me I can't do better than this in my sleep. He grabbed her. She could feel his fingers pressing into her moist flesh. Her heart was pounding, her loins on fire. Oh, yeah, sure, no problem.
You still haven't said anything about my performance.
Oh, you mean that little ditty you croaked out? I thought it was cute. Dorothy, how would you like to go to a wake next Friday?
Ma, you know how I feel about those things. They're so sad and...
Good mothers, and you remember what to do. Blanche, watch the others. You look like you pick up things quickly. Gotta go, please.
What is wrong with this baby? Honey, darling.
Back on your own sister.
I'm not turning my back on you. I love you. I'm just trying to do what I think is best for you.
What you think is best? What do you know about being blind?
Oh, Lily, this is very painful for me. Please don't make it any harder than it already is.
I'm sorry, Rose. I'm sorry. I
I don't have your Wait a minute, you have mine.
I gave them to you. Hold everything. I think my purse is missing, too.
So is mine. Girls, you know what this means? Somebody snuck in here while we were asleep and grabbed our dough. I hope we're not late.
Rose, listen, we have something to tell you.
This is amazing. This is so amazing to think I'm giving a press conference and next week we all go to Moscow. Yeah. Can you believe it, Dorothy?
No, but then again, I can't believe that God wanted Jerry Falwell to go down that water slide in a cheap suit.
To get the Danish. Look, there's nothing I hate more than someone who thinks that every person who lives alone wants company and a few kind words. I live by myself because I like it. I've got no use for people, never have. See you inside.
Ma, where are you going?
To throw some holy water on her.
Lady, wait! Hey, lady!
Three and one is four.
Take this seriously. I'm just going to do the history by myself.
Hey, keep away from that.
What are you... What's in the box?
Mexican jumping beans.
Ma.
Sorry, Hispanic jumping beans.
You don't want me to know?
Anyway. Everybody in the village hated Ingmar. So we grabbed our torches and climbed the hill to his castle and pounded on the great oak door, but there was no answer. So we...
How's Sophia?
Well, she's over that crazy idea about Sicily, but she's still very concerned about going to jail.
Who wouldn't be? It's a terrifying prospect to think about. Prison, the coldness of it, the steel bars, the wedges of cheese hanging overhead.
Want me to stop coming here? Just say so.
I want you to stop coming here.
Like hell I will.
Then what are we gonna do?
Why don't we share? Let's just be sure that we both don't show up on the same night.
You mean like I would come 3 nights a week and you come 3?
Right. Well, wait a minute. What about Sunday?
I guess it's time to go. You will hold my hand?
Sure, I will.
I'm so glad I don't have to go alone. You remember how we met? Yes, about 8 years ago. Girls, I've got great news. I found the dog's owner.
Oh, how did you know it was his owner?
Well, he recognized the dog from the picture, and the dog came to him when he called him.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad he found his owner.
Dorothy, why are you crying? My friends.
Please forgive me. It wasn't my fault. My cousins have been marrying each other for generations. I'm
Everybody, this is Fidel Santiago.
How do you do? Very nice to meet you.
It is always a pleasure to meet beautiful ladies such as yourself.
What that real cold feels like. I guess I've gotten used to tropical weather.
You here all the way from Nebraska?
Miami.
Miami. That closer to Omaha or Lincoln?
Gee, it's great to be home. They told me in Minneapolis that I could change buses here. Okay, sure.
Great. Good night.
Good night. Well, what do you think?
He's quite a man.
Oh, he certainly is, Rose.
Oh, I'm glad you both feel that way because I think Jonathan's going to ask me to marry him.
Listen, Dorothy, just a word of caution. I almost lost my Becky when I stuck my nose into her business. Now, believe me, it is not worth it.
Blanche is right. The same thing happened to the Vigbotters back in St. Olaf. You see, Gretchen had this thing for Buddy, but Mr. Vigbotter didn't approve. He did his best to keep them apart. A little more to the left.
Mom, wake up. You're having a nightmare.
Oh, I dreamt I was in bed with Mel Gibson and Kim Basinger was to my right.
Go to sleep, Ma.
It's been 14 hours. Just a sip of water, Dorothy.
Go to sleep.
Special and something personal. I know. How about a personal check for $75? And on the bottom, I'm going to write, because I was a big fat jerk.
Blanche, I don't want your check.
Dorothy, please, I am trying desperately to find some way to tell you I'm sorry.
All right. Okay, I will take the check, but I'm not going to cash it.
No poppy seeds, they get caught under my dentures.
Sophia, at least you could pretend that you're concerned.
Really, I'm worried sick. Also, a half a dozen sour pickles and 2 prune Danish. I want the Locks to visit, not set up shop there. Can we get you anything?
Whoa.
I think you got yourself one hell of a lawsuit there, Blanche.
This a last-minute
amounts of your own money to show mutual good faith and open up an account. And if the money isn't claimed, then you could withdraw it all and split it. And if it is, well, at least you've made some interest.
Oh, that sounds too complicated.
I think it would work. I'd certainly be willing to put up $2,000 of my money if you two would put up $1,000 each.
We have so little time. While we're here together, we must cherish each and every moment. Now, this plate represents the old me. I feel
sound, and I assure you, she was happy.
Daddy, I have never been happier in my entire life.
Oh, I'm so glad. I was worried how you're going to react.
Daddy, you know nobody can ever replace Mama in my heart. But the important thing is Bob.
Bob. Stan, are we talking life and death?
The doctors say I'm lucky to be talking at all.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, Rose, honey, do you think you could take my place with Rob?
Bob.
I wish I could.
Wonderful idea. Men go to night school. Smart men. And nothing turns me on more than a smart man. Unless maybe it's a stupid man with good hands. Rose, count me in.
Dinner's ready.
What are we having?
Spaghetti.
Oh, Italian food?
No, Rose, actually, it's Chinese food.
You have to find all the other things you are, all the other ways you please people. There's a lot more to you than you know.
You know, sometimes I look in the mirror and I see my mother's face looking back at me. Not all the time, just every now and then when the light's too bright or it's too early in the morning or late at night or I look. Couldn't bear the thought of spending even one day out of the rest of his life without me right there. Oh. And then he said, Blanche, would you be my wife? And after I stopped crying, I said yes.
Blanche, you're right. Love is love.
I thought this address sounded familiar. Boy, this is some coincidence.
This is no coincidence. Everything I have, you try to steal. May the bags under your eyes grow so large your head falls in them. May your shampoo get mixed up with your preparation H and shrink.
Everybody, this is Glenn. Glenn, I'd like you to meet.
No, don't tell me. Rose, Blanche, and Mrs. Petrillo. These are for you.
You know, this reminds me of the story of Gunilla Ulfsdotter, St. Olaf's very own angel of death.
Tell it, Rose, tell it.
Really? All the way through?
All the way through, but please try to make the end come as close to the beginning as possible.
Oh, honey. Oh.
I'm so sorry. What happened?
She was fighting an oil rig fire in the Gulf of Mexico. She was 88.
Well, it's great that she was able to work right up to the end.
Lives into enemies, jealousy. Huh, I ought to know. You see, I was a devastatingly beautiful child. Pink cheeks, cute little button nose, red ruby lips, adorable little ringlet curl.
I was the tallest baby in the history of New York and had a rash on my head till I was...
True. We'd really like you to stay with us for the next 48 hours.
Please, for half the price I could go to Club Med, get a nicer room, better food, and not be forced to pee in a Dixie cup. Is there a draft in here?
To come get him.
I got a date tonight, no jewelry to wear. Some scum's woman is wearing my mama's jewelry.
I wonder if jewelry comes from Jewish people. In Little Falls, the jeweler was Jewish. Jeweler, Jewish? I wonder if there's a connection.
I think...
You got yourself mixed up with a real hustler. Sorry.
Well, you won't be needing me today.
Blanche, do you want to read the note? Do you want me to read it to you?
Over there, send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the Yanks
That
are
is
coming.
the lullaby that your mother sang to you?
Well, it was the only song she knew. During World War I. It doesn't matter what I think is best for her. If Lily wants me to take care of her, I can't refuse.
Well, seems to me that part of the reason you're doing this is out of guilt.
Maybe you're right.
Oh, honey, it's a terrible thing to do something out of guilt. Believe me, I know. Just about the time that George and I were getting serious, he was shipped.
Look, I know it's wrong, but I was confused. So I called Dr. Halpern. He's coming over right away. This is all my fault.
No, it's my fault. Maybe it's my fault. I mean, who goes to their room in the middle of the day without knocking?
Oh, pussycat, you've come too. Boy, none of your business, and that's the truth.
What's the biggest lie you've ever told?
I once told my sister Charmaine that she was left on our doorstep by gypsies.
What?
Oh, Blanche, why would you want to do a thing like that?
She annoyed.
Happy lives without men.
Oh, who?
Well, Inga Lundqvist.
Who was she, some Swedish lesbian?
Graham's a neighbor of ours.
Not by chance the one who shredded her husband with some farm machinery.
Yes. And she never remarried, and she led a very happy rest of...
Dorothy, listen, before Rose gets here, can I ask you something?
Sure.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
What is it?
If you think it's none of my business, just say, Blanche, it's none of your business.
Oh, look, Blanche, you caught me one night sneaking out of the kitchen naked with an Oreo in my mouth. We have no secrets. Now ask your damn question.
We always keep it. Honey, the table looked fine, but with her complexion, those yellow garden lights make Dorothy look like Eric Severide.
Look out, St. Dominic. Sophia Petrillo feels lucky tonight.
Oh, right. Tonight's the big bingo game, isn't it?
The biggest, and I got my lucky handkerchief. I can't lose.
Where did you find it?
In my bra.
What do you mean?
I mean, that part wasn't in my dream. That means the dream's broken. We're going back to Miami. We're going to be all right.
Not me. Well, you two faced your fears. Dorothy got on the plane. You faced your dream. I didn't give my speech.
Give it now. Yeah. Yes. Go on. Now, you wrote it. You give it. Go on. You can do it.
Grounds.
It won't be the same. Dorothy, they're going to build a cheap motel here.
You'll be back. And you can look at these magnificent magnolias and stroll that beautiful hillside and... Ma, what the hell are you doing on the roof?
Well, a night of unbridled passion should take it out of you.
Who said anything about passion? I was tired from picking up beer cans from Stan's poker buddies.
I just cannot believe Lillian's only been here 24 hours.
I cannot believe that Ma thought she could handle her alone.
It was you girls. Yes, you just let me carry on and be crazy, and you were right there through it all.
We live here.
You were caring and supportive, and I want to thank you for it. I'm really lucky to have friends like you. Oh, the little rats are still here.
Yeah, the animal people are coming for them tomorrow.
No, they aren't.
No. Why can't you marry him?
Well, you remember I told you Richard wanted to introduce me to his family? I thought it would be his little old gray-haired mama and his spinster aunt. Turns out he has 2 kids.
Well, Blanche, we've all got kids.
But these are 7 and 9. From the airport any minute.
Oh, my God, that's him.
Oh.
How does the dressing room look?
Oh, who cares? How do I look?
Welcome, Mr. Ma.
Thanks, Dorothy.
Give me those. What are you doing here?
I had an hour to kill before work. I thought I'd swing by to meet Mr. Hollywood.
After that, when somebody new moved in, the town council just handed out peanut brittle. And free passes to the local movie house, which they hope to build someday. Are you all right? You seem upset.
I was just thinking, I'm sorry I recently got a hearing aid.
Blanche. Rose, look. If there's $500,000 in the statue fund, why can't they just take 50,000 of it to save the town?
Because that's the statue money.
Well, there won't be anywhere to put the statue if there's no town left.
Wow, a loophole.
Oh.
Hi, it's me, Dorothy and Stan.
And Pigpen forgot to put up the sign. And the governor drove straight through town without ever realizing he was in St. Olaf.
I would have thought the glazed look on everyone's face would have tipped him off.
So the point is, Pigpen ruined Founders Day all because he was wasting time.
Because you're a schmuck?
Did you take this seminar?
Stan, I think we've heard enough.
Look, I've gone through a life-changing experience. I feel like I'm free to love anybody.
Oh, please. You said the same thing after you had your vasectomy.
I really wish you'd try to get along with Bingo. I mean, maybe you don't know the fun you can have with a pet. Have you ever actually had one?
Well, of course I had a pet. Remember, Ma, I was 6 years old and I wanted a pony.
Not the pony thing again.
She promised me a pony.
So there's this cognitive dissonance between her actual and her ideal self, which causes her to be practically dysfunctional. But of course, I'm no psychologist.
No, you're a nitwit. How come you know those words?
Blanche, come on, it's not nice calling her a nitwit, but since the cat's out of the bag...
Now I have Dorothy and Blanche and Sophia to keep me warm. Not just on a cold winter's night, but all year long. Take care of him, God. If anything happened, I just...
Rose, thanks for the lovely prayer.
And I'm telling you, the winning mother and daughter are 98 and 77. If either one of them forgets to take a nitroglycerin even once, Dorothy and I are going to be cutting ribbons at Piggly Wiggly.
But the big news is we beat Gladys
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem.
You still haven't said anything about my performance.
Oh, you mean that little ditty you croaked out? I thought it was cute. Dorothy, how would you like to go to a wake next Friday?
Ma, you know how I feel about those things. They're so sad and
Cool as a cucumber, thank God.
Ma, you woke me up.
It's time to take your medicine anyway.
I just took my...
How did you do that, Sophia? The place was packed with old geezers ripe for the picking. I charged them 10 cents a dance.
Ma, you didn't.
Please, I worked hard for that money. Half the time they'd fall asleep in the middle of a song. How would you like to hold Mr. Morelli up for 2 choruses of...
I don't believe it. It's a great story.
I've even told that. It's never stopped her before. You know, whatever sounds good, she tells it as fact.
You see why we never had to write?
Really sorry. I promise that I will say Hail Marys until Madonna has a hit movie.
Hi. Here's my $8. Let's get started, Dorothy.
Oh, I'm not Dorothy. She is.
I'll give you $4. Let's get started.
How would you like your rear end?
His demise, but honey, a year is more than respectable. Well, I've had men call me when their wives were in intensive care. Granted, these men were not pillars. I would say my dead husband, George.
Well, George, we've heard so much about it.
Blanche, George followed you all the way home. You have to talk to him.
He's alive, all right. I poked him with a stick.
And the candles, it was beautiful.
And the Mass was in Latin, a fine old Italian language. Now, who knows? Sometimes it's in English, sometimes in Spanish. If you ask me, they should go back to Latin, the language Jesus spoke.
Ma, he spoke Hebrew. Gave him.
Years ago, Max and my Salvador were business partners.
They already know, Ma.
Oh, that's what I figured. I got my heel caught in the carpet.
Sophia, she was your best friend. Are you sure you don't want to go to her funeral?
Of course I want to go, but I swore a Sicilian oath I would never cast my eyes on Max Weinstock again. And nothing you...
All right, Ma, give me your mirror.
What for?
Every morning I hold it under Ma's nose. If it fogs up, I start the coffee. No breath. Oh, my God, he's dead.
It's work.
Oh, I've missed you.
And I missed you. I wish you knew how much.
I'm not letting go. I'm never letting go.
Come on, Rose, come on!
I'm trying.
Well, try harder.
There you go, honey.
Mario, you spoiled our surprise.
Sorry, I'll come in again. Totally unsuspecting. Here I come, expecting nothing.
Surprise!
Oh, this is great. What a surprise. But it's not my birthday.
I know, honey. We're celebrating your winning that contest.
Oh, wow.
In your own words, Mrs. Petrillo, the words of a beautiful, dignified person who's got a wild bod for a chick her age. What kind of person is your daughter?
She put me in a home.
Again, we're not proving anything by sitting here any longer. We might as well all go.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Does this mean that you're giving up when you've gotten this far?
No, it means I can see the sun coming up over the Donaldson's house. It's morning. We made it.
He's right.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, congratulations. I bet you feel better. He's always so guilty, he ends up giving the really expensive gifts to the wife.
Look, I didn't choose for things to happen this way. I tried to do the right thing, but the right thing was not right for me. I'm in love. And if there are sacrifices that have to be made, I can accept them. I'm happy. And that's what matters.
Dorothy, I just had a terrible nightmare.
Ma, what was it?
This. Break it up. Stanley, think of me as the Berlin Wall. Try to climb over me, and you'll know what barbed wire between your legs feels like. Go by me. I'm in and out on my children's first names.
It's the 117th anniversary of the birth of Robert Frost.
I love him, always nipping at your nose.
That was Jack Frost. Robert Frost is the guy who interviewed Richard Nixon on TV. We haven't actually met, and I know this may sound a little bold, but I was wondering if... Do you suppose you might like to go out and have a cup of coffee or something?
I'd like to, but at the moment I'm pretty heavily involved with 122.
Oh.
Sounds like to propose a toast to Sophia, whose generosity and kindness of spirit had given us a gift beyond measure.
I, too, have a toast. I predict nothing but disaster and tragedy for everyone connected with me.
Why? Well, because I realized too late that I'd put myself ahead of my children. And now I'd never have the chance to make up all the time I didn't spend with them. Why am I telling you this? I don't know. Maybe it's because deep down I wish you were really mine, so I could try. Cass has always been a man there to catch it.
Blanche, you're being ridiculous. You are as attractive and desirable as you always were. But a lot of men can be frightened by that. They don't know if they can handle that much woman. So every once in a while, this will happen. Now, Blanche, it takes a...
Sophia, I wasn't talking to myself. I was talking to the dog.
Naomi Birch used to talk to woodpeckers. 1,000 volts a day stopped that.
Isn't he adorable? I found him at the market. He was lost. I'm going to keep him till I can find his owner.
Only if he can find his owner before Dorothy gets home. She hates dogs.
Hello.
Give it a shot.
Great. My unmarried daughter wants to spend her weekend with a toilet. Now I can die in peace.
Oh, Dorothy, could I please borrow your long rhinestone chain?
Of course, Blanche.
Why not? What's Dorothy gonna do with it? Snake out a toilet?
It's just so hard to dress for these dates with Rich.
Just an emotional owie. And do you know why? Because I like myself. The new me is starting to get honked off. Look, I'm lonely and scared and you're having a party. Can I come in or not?
Look, Carol, now I am going to be honest here.
Always the same thing with you, Blanche. Sex, sex, sex. I am tired of hearing it.
Maybe that's because you're not getting any, Dorothy.
Do you want the pot again, Rose?
Well, it just so happens to.
It's not for me to say. But I'll tell you a story. Picture it. Miami, 1987, a house. The only one in the neighborhood without a pool. But I digress. 4 women, friends. They laugh, they cry, they eat.
I am having a good time.
Well, thank you, Steve. Now, here's the vitamins. Take them when you get up.
Oh, but sometimes I get up at 4 a.m. to, well, you know.
I know. Boy, do I know.
Yeah, but I'm sure afterwards Stevie doesn't yell, "Help, come get me, my feet are asleep."
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You should listen to yourself sometime. What are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything.
Well, then why don't you come to the meeting? Maybe you'll find something to make your life better.
Oh, all right. Rose, if it'll make you happy, I'll go.
Rose, me too.
Oh, you won't regret it. And the crook of the door handle for emergencies. And by the time I got through, I was the 12th caller. I I won 4 tickets to the Frank Sinatra concert.
You get your bohunkus back in here and listen to what I have to say.
Oh, Blanche, I'm sorry. What were you trying to tell me?
Well, Rose, I just don't know what.
I think I'm gonna find someone down in the center to do that with.
When's your friend Jean coming?
Oh, she called. She's on her way from the airport.
Oh, I hope she has a good time while she's here. I remember how tough it was for me the first year after Charlie died.
Well, she says she's getting better every day.
How long were Jean and Pat married?
Oh, they were together about 8 years.
And make your marble cake.
And he liked me.
Oh, Blanche, how do you know that?
Because he kept saying, Blanche, how do you feel? I wanted to say, wouldn't you just like to know, big boy?
I hate psychiatrists. They blame everything on the mothers.
Sophia, he didn't blame you.
You heard what he said. Well,
That's exactly what she said when that shoe salesman took Polaroids of her in the back seat of his Volare. Oh, morning, Ma.
good morning, pussy.
Back.
Hello. Dorothy isn't here. She was arrested on a morals charge this morning. I know you just never know, do you? Have a nice day.
Where are you going, Kirsten?
I'm gonna go talk to the doctor about you. I think my mother needs to be with her family now. All of her family.
You can only stay a few...
It's remarkable to watch him make a veal and pepper hero.
Ma, you are trying to muscle in on a guy named Johnny No Thumbs? Are you crazy? He's probably connected with the mob.
Relax. If they were his friends, he'd still have his thumbs.
He's a very sweet man. Although the first time he waved hello, Sophia missed...
Check him out. Dorothy's a smart, attractive girl, but when it comes to picking men, she's all thumbs. But she's clean and she's got good teeth. Cannoli?
I had to tell somebody, and I couldn't wait another minute. Glenn asked me to marry him.
Be dead than eat cantaloupe.
Hence the signal.
Dorothy, it's a miracle. But why would he try to contact me now? Oh, my God, it's the ring that Miles gave me. Oh, Charlie doesn't want me belonging to another man.
Blanche, just out of curiosity, too.
Oh, well, my sister Charmaine was insanely jealous of me from the time I was a gorgeous little infant. See, she was 1 year ahead of me in school, and we used to compete for everything. But there was one thing that Charmaine did excel at. Cheerleading. Now,
for instance, I'm tolerating this evening with Rose and Blanche because of my friendship with you.
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
Well, look, let's not make a big thing out of this. Obviously, we can't go to the Mortimer Club, so we'll go to another restaurant.
Boy, did I misjudge you. You know, Blanche and Rose were right.
I really appreciate everything you're doing for me.
I know that.
I've never been this scared in my life.
Oh, come on. Now, Stanley, you said yourself it's a very common operation.
Still, there's a chance something can go wrong.
There's always a chance.
And when there's a chance that something can go wrong with me, it usually does. The way I figure it, I'm gonna die.
Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen, does Dorothy get the job or not?
Oh, sure, I don't care.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Allen. I hope I can live up to your expectations.
Excuse me. The man in that box was a bum. A scoundrel, a cheat, and a liar. You got that right. Quiet. I work alone. But there was another side to him, and it was beautiful. He awakened feelings in...
The list of beneficiaries, and well, she was pretty far gone by then, but when we got to your name, she kept repeating in this weak little voice, I want her to have it. I want her to have it.
Well, I am surprised.
She was talking about her disease.
It turned up 3 days later.
turn up, Dorothy.
She's my family.
We're your family too, Dorothy. And you remember that. We might not be blood, but we're here.
Oh, God, I miss her already.
So there I was with no vet, and Petunia was about to give birth to her piglets.
What else is on your list, Dorothy?
I wanted to entertain people.
Oh, you an entertainer?
Well, yes. I was in the drama club. I was also voted the most humorous girl in my class.
She went to a special school for the dull.
I did not.
Okay, it's time to
Do that, Rose. Why do you make up stories?
It wouldn't feel right to live anymore, you know? If a kid dies, it wouldn't feel fair to live.
Sophia, Dorothy's not dying.
How do you know, Rose?
I know.
Oh, now, honey, she's right. I know, too, and I'm a writer. You don't believe that Grammy's here, that she talks to me.
Of course I do, sweetheart. Blanche, this is your Grammy. Yo, get yourself out of here, you dumb peck of wood.
This past week without him has just been miserable.
Well, at least you have the comfort of knowing you did the right thing.
Then why do I feel so rotten?
Dorothy, he's married. You have to forget
I
him.
can't just forget him.
Rose, come on. None of us is a schoolgirl anymore. Although, quite frankly, I am sometimes mistaken for one.
Oh, please, Glenn.
Well, I can't do this. You're just going to have to get yourself another Henny Penny.
Rose, honey, there's no reason to be upset about Henny Penny. Fairy tale.
Wonderful that they became so close between the airport and here. I hardly ever speak to my cab drivers.
Rose, Doug is not a cab driver.
No, ma'am. Actually, I'm a policeman.
Oh, well, what's a policeman doing bringing fares from the airport?
Everyone.
Morning.
I'll make some breakfast.
You know, it's such a shame. You two stuck here, and your 40th anniversary stuck with us.
40th anniversary?
Sure. Today's the 25th, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, I guess it is.
I remember when my parents celebrated their 40th anniversary. They did the cutest.
Angela, I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. I'm calling the airlines. I'm getting the next flight home.
No, please, Angela, please hang up the phone. I don't want you to go like this.
There's nothing left to say.
My mother wants to apologize.
Then why didn't she come in?
She's shy.
Sometimes just to make him happy, he used to lie in bed with a baseball hat on.
Blanche, the point is she let me make my own choices. Now, this argument that you're having with Rebecca is not about artificial insemination.
Like hell it isn't.
Yeah, well, a part of it is, but the bigger part, Blanche, is about control.
That's...
Mother. Oh, I'm sorry. I came to religion late. I'd say. But it's never too late. And it is my fervent hope that the three of us, you and I and dear little Sarah, may walk the path of righteousness together. Maybe you're right. Somebody younger and as pretty.
Yeah, I think tonight may be the night I finally learned my lesson. No more dates for a long time.
You mean that?
I do.
Well, all right then. I'm with you. No more dates. Just looking at you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh.
Oh, oh, my life.
You're getting married, and you couldn't send an invitation to Stanley's Bornak, the man who gave you his name.
I'm sorry. The list was alphabetical. The Zionists aren't speaking to me either. Stanley, what do you want from me?
Zsa Zsa?
But Ma, how did this happen?
Picture it. The papal mass, a few hours ago. I want a cup of blessing for Agnes, so I sneak into the crippled and lame section.
Ma, how could you?
With a pronounced limp. The Pope...
Michael! Oh, my God, that's Michael J. Fox!
Michael, please, can we talk to you for just a minute?
Michael, it's very important. We won't bother you. Michael!
Yes, that's right. It was a winning ticket, but we gave the jacket away.
Everybody, this is Glenn. Glenn, I'd like you to meet...
No, don't tell me. Rose, Blanche, and Mrs. Petrillo. These are for you.
To pay for it. I certainly haven't.
She's always depended on the kindness of strangers.
Fine. Make jokes. I'd just like to know how you all would feel if you thought you were going to have a test tube for a son-in-law.
It's late.
It's from your friend Gladys at Shady Pine. She says Lillian was sent to Sunny Pastures.
You see, Ma, your friend is fine.
Fine. Are you kidding? Sunny Pastures is the worst nursing home in the city. It's every old person's nightmare. That and a child-proof cap on the kaopectate bottle.
Let's have a look at you.
No, this is the first time a female doctor's ever examined me. Feels kind of strange.
I hear that a lot. No, the truth is, despite the progress that women have made...
No, Sophia, I wasn't talking to myself. I was talking to the dog.
Naomi Birch used to talk to woodpeckers. 1,000 volts a day stopped that.
Isn't he adorable? I found him at the market. He was lost. I'm going to keep him till I can find his owner.
Only if he can find his owner before Dorothy gets home. She hates dogs.
Hello.
You didn't tell them that, did you, Rose?
I didn't have a chance. Before I could tell them my qualifications, they told me I was too old.
Well, they can't do that. That is age discrimination. Rose, you can fight this.
What do you mean? What should I do? Don't be silly, Dorothy. They're delicious. You just have to know how to eat them. You hold your nose with one hand, and you pop a Crispy in your mouth with the other. That tastes like cheesecake, fresh strawberries, and chocolate ice cream.
Who's she?
Oh, sorry. This is my ex-wife, Dorothy. Dorothy, this is my soon-to-be ex-wife, Chrissy.
Hi. I want you back, Stickman. I need you back. I was so wrong to think I'd be happier with Jean-Paul. I realize that now. I can't spend another night without you in that big...
Why do I feel the need to bathe?
So how was it, Blanche?
Oh, you might as well ask me to describe the glory of the Great Smoky Mountains as they rise from the mist of a Carolina dawn.
They went to a sleazy motel.
Are the colors of
vacations, botched operations?
Rose, do a big ugly man with a limp a favor and shut up.
Dorothy, nobody likes being in the hospital, but it's natural to be afraid.
She's right, darling. Everybody has fears. Now, all my life, I had an incredible fear of flying.
Take it easy, ladies. Don't get your support hose in a knot.
That does it. The party is over. Everybody out. 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 Not you. Out. It's really been lovely. And if anything is missing, I will give your names to every narc in this city.
Oh, that. Maybe I didn't show it. I'm not an affectionate person. But you are. Don't tell your sister. And keep the silver.
Okay.
You know, I'll probably see your father in heaven. I haven't seen him in 30 years. I wish there was time to get my hair done.
The Sunkist building. And here's Blanche in bed with the Country Bear Jamboree. Oh. Honey, do you know what this means?
I sure do. My God, you're an animal.
Rose, these are double exposures.
Double exposure?
Yes, obvious.
I can. It was hell. And the entertainment? Some guy from Palermo forgot his accordion, so he sat around singing O Sole Mio while squeezing a monkey.
Sophia.
Sophia what? It was the worst time of my life. If it weren't for Pin the Tail on the French, we would have gone stir-crazy.
Feet on the ground.
I gotta hand it to you, Blanche. You handled it better than I thought you would.
Oh, well, to tell you the truth, I'm not thrilled, but as long as they're in love and happy and I don't have to call her Mommy, I can live with it. Oh, hello there. How'd you do?
We came in second.
Oh, that's terrific. What'd you get?
Treated badly.
About our policy in Guatemala. About death, Rose.
Oh, death.
Are you prepared, either of you, I mean, really
The biggest jerk I know just turned down my invitation to the charity banquet.
Ma, if he's such a big jerk, why'd you ask him in the first place?
Because he's the only guy my age who doesn't wear his pants up to his chin. I hate that.
Well, personally, that never bothers me. It just looks so painful.
I told you, Dorothy, I can't remember a thing.
Ma, just because your memory is fuzzy doesn't mean that you're guilty.
Doesn't mean I'm innocent either.
Ma!
Let's face it, Dorothy, I've done some pretty peculiar things in my day. Of course, I've got an excuse. I'm an old lady. I left my mind in the 60s. Dorothy, have you seen my teeth?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You should listen to yourself sometime. What are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything.
Well, then why don't you come to the meeting? Maybe you'll find something to make your life better.
Oh, all right. Rose, if it'll make you happy, I'll go.
Rose, me too.
Oh, you won't regret it.
It's like sex in the new Russia isn't worth standing in line for.
Well, I've been working on a whole list of ideas that have nothing to do with sex, but they keep turning me down.
Oh, like what?
Well, things I think people would be interested in. Like, who's in charge?
You or anybody else. And the sooner you realize that, Rose, the happier we'll all be. Come on, Blanche.
Come on.
Good morning, Dorothy.
Good morning, Blanche. Blanche, have you seen Jean?
No.
I wonder where she could be.
Didn't you say where she was going when you all got up this morning?
She never came to bed.
Maybe she stayed in Sophia's room.
Ma, did Jean...
It's just that this last year has been so difficult for me. See, Pat was the person that I planned to spend the rest of my life with. And when she died, I just felt so terribly alone. Empty. I thought I could never care for anyone again. Until I met...
Look, Rose made this for her daughter. Now, you know you're not supposed to eat it until she gets here.
Oh, please, there's enough food here to feed my entire village in Sicily.
Blanche!
Oh, dear, Dorothy, can you help me with the chair? Oh, my back gave out.
I figured that would have been about the third thing to go.
Honey, what happened? Marks. When he finally cooled down, he realized that he loved me more than anything in the world, which was lucky for me because I never needed him more than I did then.
I don't think that's going to happen with my dad.
No, you never know. Fathers can surprise you sometimes. Oh, Ma, what am I going to do?
We're going to use this for your own good. Once I've told Rose that I saw you kissing Miles, I will have satisfied all the terms of the curse of the Strega.
Ma, you cannot tell Rose. And I can't believe that you're still talking about that silly curse.
I've worked my butt.
Don't worry, he won't hurt you.
Fred, I think I know how you feel about Mary.
No, you don't.
You feel because Mary went out and got herself pregnant, she's a slut. Well, let me tell you what a slut is. It's somebody who gets knocked up in the back seat of a Studebaker in a drive-in movie. It was a Studebaker, wasn't it, Dorothy?
Cheese?
Why don't we go really high fiber and spread ketchup on cardboard? Pizza, damn it, get pizza.
That's funny. The phone book is missing again.
Wait a minute, where's Ma?
Is my car gone?
Yeah, your car is fine. My car is gone.
Dorothy, it's past your bedtime.
Ma, I'm 60 years old. I can stay up as late as I want.
No, we said when you're 65, you can stay up as late as you want. Now, what are you doing?
Well, if you must know, I'm writing a letter to Pop.
The same Pop who died 17 years ago?
That's...
Hard to say. Depends how late the guys from Miami Vice want to party. Later.
I don't believe that. But then what can I expect? His father's a Yankee. I guess I really should have given him some money.
You should have given him a smack.
I don't believe in hitting children.
6 cakes of soap.
Dorothy, would you please speak to me?
1 can of cleanser.
No, I'm not going to get the cleanser until you talk to me. Oh, Dorothy, if you won't talk to me, how can I understand why you're angry with me?
Just coffee and a walk along the beach.
What about it?
Oh, come on.
It's been so long since I changed a diaper, I figured I'd practice before the baby gets here.
Ah, hello, Martha. Where were you?
I'll give you a hint. The guest of honor had lipstick on her teeth and didn't give a damn.
Who died?
My best friend, Lydia.
I'm so...
Dorothy, well, you look lovely. Oh, for your television debut. Oh, they're beautiful. Dorothy. Good luck.
Really, Mr. Howard?
Dorothy, if I were you, I'd put the cake down. You see, Mr. Music's brother is Mr. Lawyer. Besides, that's not a very adult thing to do.
You're right. I can't do it.
Mr. Ha-Ha?
Yes, Bobby?
Hi, Ma.
Dorothy, how do you make your voice do that?
Here, honey, I picked up your new glasses.
Oh, thank God. Now I can see. Oh, wait a minute. These are no good.
What, are they the wrong prescription?
No, the wrong frames. I specifically asked for old lady smoke.
Just checking. You never know. Tell me, how is Blanche?
She didn't go to work again today.
Oh.
It's been 3 weeks and she just sits in her room. The museum's gonna fire her.
Well, we've tried everything. Golf, the movies, theater tickets.
Where'd you end up?
Who knows? I could only find one person who spoke English, and he tried to blame me personally for the Bay of Pigs.
How'd you get home?
I took the bus the other way. That's when I also noticed that they changed the name of the number 10 bus to the number 7. I'm gonna write David Horowitz.
Sophia, I think you got on the wrong bus.
Maybe I did, but I'm gonna write...
Really going on here?
I made up that flimsy excuse hoping to run into you. Thank goodness it worked out. I've really missed you.
Wait a minute. What do you think? I'm some kind of an idiot? I mean, you just said that you didn't even know Blanche and I were roommates.
That's right, and she believed it.
Oh, God, you're a wonderful actor.
There's no acting involved when I'm around you, Donna.
Town.
Where is he taking you?
I'm not allowed to say security reasons.
Ma, none of this is true.
Okay, I'll tell you. It's Julio Iglesias. You satisfied?
We'll make the reservation for 4. She'll tell us the truth when she gets here.
Psychiatrist either.
Oh, good, you're all here. Saturday night, of course, you're all here. Well, before I go out, listen to what I
mean, why should I? My Charlie is dead, and nobody's giving me a second chance. Listen, Blanche, I know what it's like to have a husband suddenly taken. I never had a chance to say all those things I would have wanted to say. Well, you must know how that feels.
Yes, but after...
Apartment back in Brooklyn. I was about, 7 years old, because I was still sleeping with my rag doll, Mrs. Doolittle. I remember I woke up in the middle of the night with my teeth chattering. I got out of bed, tiptoed to your bedroom door. I opened it a crack and I whispered, Mommy.
Oh, no, what's everybody doing up? We settled this. The kid wants to fight, and we need him to fight. There's no problem here. Everybody back to bed.
Yeah, Ma, stop that. Look, we have to consider this very carefully. We could be holding the man's fate in our hands.
I once held a man's fate in my hands.
Susan, it isn't even the weekend.
Ma, did you turn that on?
Poltergeist.
Thanks, Steve. And Lord knows we can use the rain. In the news this hour, one of the FBI's 10 most wanted criminals, escaped convict and
What did What'd she model? Car covers?
You'll have to forgive my mother.
It's just that we didn't expect you to be this fat.
You see, what happened was...
Oh, you don't have to explain. My mother already told me all about you.
Honey, why didn't you tell us you were coming?
Yeah, I could have cooked all your favorite meals.
Well, my job at the jazz club ended early, so I decided to come visit for a few days.
Oh, I'm so glad you did.
You play jazz? A child prodigy, the only one...
Rose, you don't want to go to France. It's got all that rich food, pigeons everywhere, that corny music. Now, listen to me. See America first.
I'm sorry you feel that way. Because I just won a contest. And the prize was a honeymoon trip to Paris worth $50.
What?
We ran a toll booth. Arnie said he just did it because it was there. Oh, he is the most outrageous, unpredictable man I've ever met.
Jeffrey's on a low-sodium diet.
I just love watching you two kids kiss. It's so beautiful to see. He loves you, pussycat, he loves you. Listen, Luke, I want you to know, I don't feel like I'm losing a daughter. I feel like I'm gaining a sucker. Son. Son, with that accent, you could almost buy it.
And you must be Sophia.
Your face looks so awfully familiar. Was your picture ever on a cigar box?
No, she's right. That was my father.
May we continue, Commandant?
My family once...
Boy, no wonder they call you the big me and the bug lady.
Do you believe the mob out there?
Where's Marvin?
Who?
Your lawyer, Marvin Mitchelson. Where is he?
No, I'm not using Marvin on this case.
He's a brilliant lawyer. Listen, Stanley, we need help here.
You know, last night, after Marvin got us bailed out, I went...
I gotta go limber out.
Hi, Ma. Dorothy, good. I need to talk to you.
Of course. What's up?
Listen, Dorothy, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just being too critical, but you know how you've been fixing me up with men?
Oh, Ma! Oh, you haven't had a good...
We go. Everyone settle. And go.
Guess what, Ma? I found some real Cecil... No, that's not it. Wait a minute. What is the line?
Guess what, Ma? I found some real good pizza, just like you used to get back in Sicily.
Sorry, now I know what the trouble...
Suit with a drop seat in the pants for Cousin Wendell. Anyway, that was part of the reason. The other part was I wanted to talk to you. I know I didn't need a special occasion for that. It'd be more of an occasion if I stopped talking. But...
Does Ken know how you feel?
He asked me how I felt, if I had a good time, and I had to tell him the truth. I just didn't fit in with the other clowns' wives.
Dorothy, I've been thinking it might help you get your mind off this Ken thing for a while. Why don't you join up?
Syria. My canasta club gives this hospital's Jell-O 3 stars.
Excuse me, are you the ladies who came in with Mrs. Nyland?
Yes, we are.
I'm Dr. Wallerstein. I've been treating her since she was brought in.
Oh, Dorothy, she's gonna be all right. Her doctor's a Jew. God has called me, and I intend to answer.
You're really serious about this, aren't you?
Yes, Dorothy, this means a lot to me. Do you think I could leave you that easily?
A minute ago, you were gonna spit on me.
Do you have this much trouble with your kids?
Rips the guy's throat out. Look, I know you've seen this movie 6 times, so you shouldn't mind answering a few questions. Does this mean you've decided to run away instead of going to see that judge? Well, I can't make you change your mind.
I am having a good time.
Well, thank you, Steve. Now, here's the vitamins. Take them when you get up.
Oh, but sometimes I get up at 4 a.m. to, well, you know.
I know. Boy, do I know.
Yeah, but I'm sure afterwards Stevie doesn't yell, "Help, come get me, my feet are asleep."
I was dating the Navy. I never met anybody like you. Jake, is it my imagination or is there a tattoo in the shape of a nose on your arm?
Yeah. I got that when I first joined the Navy back in '51. I was just a kid. I was drunk out of my mind. Unfortunately, so was the guy who...
Right here on the stage. Pardon me? Oh. I'm sorry, that was just an ad lib.
Blanche Devereaux?
Just a moment. A lot about the two of us.
No? What do you mean?
The one thing you never do is treat me like an old lady. You treat me like a person. I appreciate that. You're a good daughter, Dorothy.
I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to say.
Sorry, dear. To Blanche Devereaux, the most wonderful woman in the world.
Richard, you stop that.
No, I mean it. And my kids agree with me. They're really crazy about you.
Richard, there's something I have to ask you.
I have something to ask you, too.
Okay, you first.
Your nightstand.
Do you want to see my Vans Cap caca?
As long as I don't have to show you mine.
It's a St. Olaf friendship cake. I'm taking it to Roger. It's...
Because you suspected I wasn't your daughter?
No, because I was in labor for 38 hours. And the doctor who delivered you bought his obstetric tools from a restaurant supply store. Now stop talking crazy and go to bed. Good night. Max, there's something I gotta say to you.
What?
The Knishes. They're pretty good.
Apology accepted.
Ladies, you're just gonna have to wait this one out. Now, drink plenty of liquids, get lots of rest, and if you're not better by Monday, give me a call.
Oh, I can't believe it. If modern science can come up with cinnamon dental floss, why can't they cure the flu?
Modern science is overrated. Sometimes...
That's our Blanche.
I think I'll take a stroll past that new mini mall they're building. Why? Passing construction sites is good for your morale. The sound of guys in hard hats making that sucking noise through their teeth.
चाफिया फुलाचा अंगणा अंगणा दिसत पांढरा चाफिया फुलाचा अंगणा दिसत पांढरा रुपाली नवरी लाडकी मोत्यानी भरी लाग करा 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 लक्ष्मण वर्म्यानी केलाय गो अवतान धानेवली गावाला अवतान धानेवली गावाला अवतान धानेवली गावाला माणिकबाई वर्माई सजली गो लेकीला हलद लावाला लेकीला हलद लावाला लेकीला हलद लावाला गोऱ्या ग रंगाची रुपाली ताईचा चेहरा हसरा गोऱ्या ग रंगाची रुपाली ताईचा चेहरा हसरा रुपाली नवरी लाडकी मोत्यानी भरी लाग करा फुलाचा अंगणा अंगणा दिसत पांढरा चाफिया फुलाचा अंगणा अंगणा दिसत पांढरा रुपाली नवरी लाडकी मोत्यानी भरी लाग करा 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 चाफिया फुलाचा अंगणा अंगणा दिसत पांढरा चाफिया फुलाचा अंगणा अंगणा दिसत पांढरा रुपाली नवरी लाडकी मोत्यानी भरी लाग